Hi, my name is Laimi Harry, and as always, I'm your online photography teacher. And what I want to do today is to show you guys again my workflow. And the reason I'm constantly doing this is to, encourage someone out there. You're definitely going to learn one or two things every single time. So yeah, we have this picture. Now, actually, I have, I did a step-by-step process on how I was able to eliminate all that yellow color overcast that you were seeing at the initial stage. But the thing here is that while I was about saving it, the video got corrupted. Yeah, so I'm trying to save the presets now to be able to use it for later or for future purposes. So yes, also so I can give it to you guys. If there's anyone interested, just leave a comment that you want this. So yes, again, I'm constantly showing my workflow just so I can teach someone. You can learn one or two things from how I edit, and trust me, these are the everyday step-by-step processes on which I follow to achieve different look and certain look. The certain look part, now this is one of the things that I want you people to pay attention to, and that is how to blend skin, tone and all of that in um what's it called in Photoshop. Now a lot of people, of course, we have different ways, but one of the ways that I use to do it is I go to individual channels. That's instead of just the RGB channel, we just increases the luminosity of it. I go to the individual channels to actually tweak the colors. Like I add some red, I drop the blues. The opposite of blue is yellow, so I add some red, add some blue, add some green sometimes. It's usually the combination of these colors that make up, you know there are different quantity of these colors in every color that you have on your screen. Okay, so it's the combination of the two that or the three that I'm able to use to actually evenly blend the skin, unlike the regular method of just increasing the what's it called increasing the brightness or the luminosity of it, which makes it look somehow. This feels a lot natural. Now I know a lot of people are actually guilty of this. I used to be before now, but ever since I discovered this method, I think it has really saved me. So if you think this is something that you're really particular about or that you want to work on, you can leave a message, you can leave a DM, and I'm going to, or a comment, I mean, and I'm going to treat it specially. So one of the things I know again is that a lot of people have different ways of, cleaning the eyes, but this is one way that I know I do it. I use the hue saturation adjustment layer. Yeah. So what's it called? I just for most eyes I just drop the yellow, and then for some I also drop the saturation of the red. But most of the time, like I said, I usually just drop the yellow channel, the lightness of the yellow, the saturation of the yellow channel, and also increase the lightness just to brighten the eyes. And that's usually the full work for me. And then to add some detail to the eyes, just like you see me do now, I go to my curves, change the blend mode to screen, and then still tweak the curve a bit just to give that sharp pop, the sharp glow to the catch light in the eyes. Okay, like you can see the softbox in the eyes. So I'm trying to enhance the intensity of the catch light that we can see in our eyes. And you would agree with me that just by adding that, you can see the pop in the eyes and how the whole thing just come alive. So yeah, that works for me. This is definitely a very important part for most people. For this image, I'll be using 4 as my value for Gaussian blur. And I know that bothers a lot of people. Like, how do you determine the number to use? Now, probably what you didn't see in this particular video is I had used a smaller number initially. Now, this is something I want to even really elaborate on today, and that is the fact that sometimes when you are making a mistake as a beginner photographer, please, instead of trying to correct your mistake, fix it, start afresh. For instance, you are shooting a client, some minutes or even 1 hour into the shoot, to discover that, oh, you didn't turn on a particular settings, you've gone this, you've gone that. You'll be shocked how most of your clients will even be willing to start afresh. So don't assume that, okay, well, I should be able to fix it in Photoshop, or I should be able to. But in regarding to Photoshop itself, if at all you you've started using it, but like this Gaussian blot thing of it, or this frequency separation. Now, most times I might be even brushing the image and I discover that, oh, maybe I had used a too low value of Gaussian blur. Usually I start again. It's never, it's better you start again and you're able to correct your, instead of trying to, you know, make something that is already bad good. You can just start afresh and then understand that, okay, that value did not work for this type of image. And by doing that a couple of times, you will get to a point actually where that amount of time you do it will reduce. Okay, so when I'm brushing areas like lips, like edge of clothes or edges between skin and clothes, I actually use this method you're seeing right now on the screen, where I make selection of the region and then I'm able to brush freely. So that way I'm sure that it's not going to spill, because for instance, the lips have a different color from what the skin, the face is. Okay, so even the smallest mistake is going to spill. You cannot tell me that you can be extremely precise. So I don't want to be in a situation where, maybe I will now zoom in later on and I will see that it spills somehow. So you can take that into your workflow as well. So when you want to brush a particular part, maybe a part that is an edge between the clothes and the skin of the person, I think I do that a lot of the time. Just make selection of that part so that when you're brushing, you are sure that there is no spill of whatever you brush to the other side. Okay, so done and dusted. As you can see, a lot of people have different ways of adding texture or making their image sharper, but one method that I use all the time for me is I just duplicate the original texture layer and then change it to overlay. Now, overlay works fine for me. You don't want to leave it in the linear light that it is, because it's going to be super, super, super sharp, and that does not look good. Okay, so I usually change it to overlay. So if you know that you are always looking for a way to make your image sharper, how can you just duplicate the already made or the texture layer you already have, and that should work fine. So one of the things that I know is also very important to a lot of people is, okay, so thank you, I have been able to process my image well, I've gotten the brushing right, then the color grading. Now this color grading, I'm actually not going to be I'm not going to go into it intensively, because I have saved quite a number of presets that I'll be using myself. Okay, and I think I have shared some to a lot of people, but if you want, sorry, but if you want, I will definitely give it to you as well. So again, just leave a comment. So I have a couple of presets that I want to give out, from this video. Just leave a comment under the video, just type lots, and I'll be willing to share you some of my loots that I use, especially the one I created recently, for this picture and a couple of other ones that I posted recently. But yeah, so for most of my color grading, I go back to using some of my lots. I feel like, I don't need a huge pack of lots, sincerely, because most of the work is usually done in Capture One, and what I'm just coming to Photoshop to do is just to have a particular tone and move on. So yes, if you like or need any of this loads, just let me know and I will leave it for you. So yeah, as you can see, I added a couple of layers of colors and textures and the rest. So if at all you want to know again step by step, just let me know which particular one you want to know. And as you can see, again, I'm adding my name to the picture. If you want to also know how to convert what's it called, you want to convert your brush, your name or your signature to a brush, so it's very easy, and then that way you can drop it in any color or text that you want. I can also show you that, and that's fine. So as a final touch, usually I add vibrance, just to boost the contrast of all the colors, and also usually, I'm sure before the end of this video, I'll add curves, just to what's it called, to boost the overall contrast of the image. So as you can see, I'm trying to do the before and of course after. So much different. So if this is something you're into, just leave a, and I hope you're actually able to learn something. So again, if this is something you're into, just leave a comment or leave a DM and I'll be willing to assist. I also offer a one-on-one class. Okay, if you would like to schedule a one-on-one class with me, there is no problem. You can leave me a DM on Instagram at Olayemi Henry. You can message me on TikTok. You can also